contort myself here for a second. I have an idea of what I want to do tonight. And that idea consists of spalling this big boulder of Alabama coastal. Now, I told my buddy John I needed to get some coastal ready for him because he sent me a box of coral. I'm like, well, I figure I'll send him a box of coastal back. So, what I want to do is spall out a bunch of these smaller things of coastal, but also spall into this big boulder as well. Because I typically don't spall into big stuff on the channel, and then we'll go back to doing some small stuff. And this will also give you an idea of what coastal is like. Tommy, what's up? Clint's here. What's up, guys? So my goal is to flint knap or to break open this big boulder of coastal. Highly doubt that it's going to all the way be good. We might only get a couple good flakes from it. But I think it would be a fun little, neat little challenge to see what we can procure from it, which, again, what I'm thinking is that it's not going to be much. But, you know, we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. It depends on how good some of the material is around the edges. So, just taking a quick peek at our angles here. We can clip off a little flake there. Can clip something off here if we wanted to. Obviously, can clip off some lower grade pieces. Our highest grade is going to be over on this face, I think. The question is, how do we get to it? And I'm thinking right there. It cuts along a seam. It's not like the most ideal. Looks like it's first. Oh yeah, yeah, you are first. That's right. One of the wide world of flint knapping is going on here. Jake, make a note. Jack Crafty is live at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. All right. I will keep that in the back of my noggin. By the way, I have planned to reheat this piece of coral that's translucent and has all the polyps. And also, even more than that, I kept all the flakes. And so Adrian, who suggested that I make a big lampshade out of all this stuff, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Because seeing the polyps on this stuff is super neat. So whoopsies, I'm gonna have to pick that up. Trying to save every last little piece of this thing to put on a lampshade. And then I have two bifaces that came from it. Obviously the one that I just showed you. And then a little bit higher grade one, which is a little wider in the middle. Whiter, I meant to say. And so we'll get some more flakes and we'll make a big lampshade off of that. What's up? So right now we're about to break into this big old boulder here. So that's what I'm gearing up to do. Now, I have a feeling it's not going to go the way I want it to go. Because coastal never goes the way you want it to go. That's just the plumb truth of the matter. But we'll see what we can get from it at least. I may want to take a little hint of something there, because that's already broke. So let's see. Let me pull this back into where everybody can see. Again, the best material is going to be in here. The question is, how do we get the most out of it? And again, right there seems to be okay, but it's got a hinge there, so we'll just have to blast through it. What's up, everybody? All right, cover your ears. I have a feeling this is going to break in a couple ways and won't be good, but we'll see. All right. So there we go. Big spall of Alabama coastal. It's actually better than I thought it'd be. The best stuff is going to be around the bottom edge. And so around through here. And this is a little bit drier. You can see some of the fossils that came off of it. What's up? What's up, guys? In the beginning, there were so many spots. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hit the like button. Yeah. And so you get these little, you see the little shell imprint there? Little crinoid fossils of all different kinds. That's one of the reasons I love coastal, but one of the reasons I hate it as well, because it's got so many little, and if I could preserve that one little shell, that would be super cool. The coolest part of YouTube short. But glad that you're here, Desi. What's up, everybody? Bama Coastal, my favorite. That's exactly right. Yeah, so we got a few little shells here. Of course, it's encased in this cortex, and you can see some shadowy shells there that are just beginning to peek through. And so if you were to take this piece and you were to kind of clip off the lighter areas, like so, and this would just be kind of trash mostly. Now you're already getting down to your good workable material. Of course, the cortex, you got to get through it first. But once you do, you can finally get down there to the good material. It looks like you got to go a ways in this piece. Stay there, Marsh. But eventually, it is possible to get to that good stuff. It just takes a little willpower. There we go. And that's a decent flake. You put that to the side. And now you can see this is the drier area, but all this in here is clean material, and all this right under the cortex is going to be very clean material too. So, neat looking spall. That took, but didn't quite take all the way. That one captured some of it. And you just keep working your way down. But y'all aren't here to see this. Y'all are here to see the big boulder. I know. But that'll be a good big spall. So we'll put that to the side for now. We'll work it down in a little bit. But now we want to take a peek at our big boulder here and try to get a glance and see. So you can tell the darker area right here is going to be the best material on this chunk. Everything in through here. And here it gets a little dry. Over here it's solid, but it's dry. But right in through here is the best quality part of the stone. Now, the best way to preserve that, obviously we've got a great platform here if we wanted to drive it back, and I got to take a look here. That would be a good spall to take. If I drove it here, I could then also drive back, which is a good idea. So let me put y'all up here for a minute. And I'm going to scientifically, I'm joking, I'm going to figure it out. Figure out what I want to do. Could go from up there, but I don't really like that idea. Spall here, because it kind of cuts off there anyways. Let's see. Flip it over, what do we get? Nothing much. I still think shooting here is best. Yeah, I still think shooting there is best. All right, we ready? Everybody ready? This is just a clipper spall mostly, to kind of clip some material so we can get into it a little easier. Back through here. All right, so we got a quality side on this face and a lesser quality side on this face. Again, we get some shells, a lot of little neat little fossils in through there, and remnants of different little pieces, and your better quality stuff will be on this face. All right, again, this is the piece we just had a second ago. And already we've kind of gone through all of our best material, because that was pretty much it there. This is one that came off earlier. Or maybe that was from a different folder altogether. Anyways, as always, the best material is going to be on the very outside. And of course, the more you work it with a piece of coastal, your best stuff will generally be located in one little area. And after you kind of get your resources from there, the rest of it just kind of halfway grade. Not really all that good. We'll check it out though. Get it up on these flakes here. Yeah, it's just very low grade. So we're gonna cast it aside for now. And we'll work on some of these falls. There we go. Scoot ourselves in a bit. Yeah. By the way, right before we started, there was a little rat snake roaming around right here. I had no idea. Of course, hey buddy. Of course, a rat snake kind of, you know, initially has that copperhead color to it, and I was like, oh no, this could be bad. But immediately I'm like, oh no, that's not. So we're solid, we're solid. Let's see. This is a piece that I wanted to work into and see kind of what it was all about. Now all of these are gonna be raw Alabama coastal. Just so that you know. It'll be raw Alabama coastal. And I need to find some of my other loppers here. There we go. And so coastal is one of those materials that really takes heat well. And it's just about one of those things you really won't heat. Looks like there's a little green in there. How about that? I would have never thought. Also, in kind of this preemptive stage, I like to go ahead and get all the stuff I know has to come off, and all the weak areas, and all just the extra, you know, for no reason cortex. I like to try to get that off, because I don't like my kiln burning up for no reason. But yeah, there's a little green in here. Who would have thought? I haven't seen green in any lower Alabama stuff in a minute. It has been a minute. That's really neat. It looks like whatever that fossil is what contributed to the color there. So that's quite neat. So there's that seam. Again, might as well get the seams out while you're at it. And that seam continues, but it's one that's manageable. Yep. And so that's good to go into the kiln. Just like that. So I need to start a little pile somewhere. I don't want to do it where Marshall's sitting at, but I need to start me a pile. I'll just do it here. And I'll carve out a place for Marshall a little bit later. Alright, so this is one that we knocked off with a big spall. And the way it's looking, ooh, I don't want to do that. That's where our best material is. Actually, let's go to some of these cooler pieces. So, actually, you know what? This one over here is pretty neat. I want to try this one out. This one has a seam I need to bust out. Seam is right here. Back up. Back it up. There we go. So right on the seam. And it's a really interesting piece of coastal. It's got some fossils that got to be worked around, for sure. But it's a neat little piece that I think could work. Got a seam there. Actually, again, let me throw this down. There's a couple pieces I definitely wanted to get to. This is one of them here. So this has a lot of color, but also a lot of this kind of junk in there. I was really curious to see how much of that we could get out. So all these are pieces that need to be heated. Many metals and natural metals. So we need to shoot above the platform here, if we can. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get to be honest. When I don't have the right head grader, but really just hoping to see how far that vortex goes into the piece here. Okay, that gives us a little more insight. I think this will be a decent piece after all. Oh yeah. It'll do. This one is interesting. I've seen this one floating around the outside of my house for quite some time, and I was like, well, I think it'll do good. But yet I've never napped into it, so this one might be a candidate for a big hefty bopper. All right, even a little flake like that's pretty good, and you can throw in a kiln somewhere. Looks like there's a little bit of chatter down through here. In fact, this whole little area just needs to come off. You can see where it broke on. You have not only the shell, but you have the druzy pocket remains of the shell that flaked off. In fact, if I'm to like peel off the cortex of that shell, you could see the druzy pocket that's under it. Such neat material. I love this stuff. Very unique and different. And you know, I've gone through thousands of pieces like this and more with all these cool little fossils in it. Generally, I don't save them. They're just so abundant. But I mean, they're easy to save. Crinoid shell fossils. And even some right there. So like even, I was gonna clip that little area off, but there's another little shell there. So somebody might find that interesting. I'll just put that to the side. But they're just so abundant. It's kind of crazy. Usually I despise seeing them in there because I want a good clean stone. I don't want anything to mess me up, you know? So when I see them, my first reaction is not, oh wow, it's, oh crud. I should probably click on that immediately. Oh no way, Thomason. That's hilarious. What's happening? We're doing what's called flint knapping. We're doing something called flint knapping. Even there, you could see the shells where they went vertically, ran vertically in this piece. It's just neat material. By the way, your buddy John was in an earlier, was in yesterday's live, Tomlinson. We had to tell him off a little bit. Holy flint. Uh-huh. He said that he said that his, oh goodness, I can't remember now. Something like his channel got hacked or something, Tomlinson. How funny is that? Come on. There we go. Just got to push through. And again, flakes like that with all those little fossils, I like to keep those and heat them up because you never know. You can do something with them. And keeping that in the final piece would just look epic. Now again, all these fossils on this side, you got to get rid of. You just got to, for sake of making a point. Now a lot of coastal is clean. We'll get to this one here in a second, where it's just very clean, smooth. And you don't see many fossils except on maybe the outer rims. But a lot of it that you find is going to be like this. Where you kind of have to work around and really play with it to get it to do what you want it to do. But if I see any little shells or fossils, I'll put them to the side. Put them to the side. Who knows? There might be people in here who want them. For a small shipping price. Right around all these little shells. And then they break around them. So you see that whole shell there? I mean, you get little stuff all throughout here, of course. Little remnants, but let's see if I can save this one. Yeah, there you go. Was able to save the druzy pocket of that shell. Put that one aside too. Again, somebody might want them. I have no idea. There we go. Finally blasted through it. We're trying to make arrowheads here. That is our goal. And look at there, it went into a Cortex pocket full of those little shells. Are you kidding me? Ah, I hate the shells. I hate the shelves. The shells. It's 2 a.m. Oh man. Well, I hope you have a good evening. Super glue. Everybody saying hello. What's up? What's up? And that's good enough to heat, put in a kiln. We'll save that one too. Now the question is, how much of this is shells? It looks like all of that is shells. Oh, we're getting through the thicker area of it at least. There's like a little band of it that runs through. It's kind of neat. And to see a finished point out of this, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Yeah, a good keepable flake, might as well. Yeah, this is one that was sitting out in my yard for like 5 years. And I was like, well, there's a motorcycle, by the way, whoever's counting tonight. And I was like, yeah, I'll bring it inside, see what it's all about. Not too bad. Kind of what I was expecting, but not too bad. Most of the better stuff is on this face, so that's why I was working this one down so much. There we go. Let's get some of the thickness out of there. Now we can put that to the side. All right, what's next? I think this one. We were looking at this one earlier and trying to tackle something like this. It has a full druzy pocket here that has mostly chert in through here. Has little seams of druzy pockets, but of course, if you've been watching this channel long enough, you know that if druzy pockets are around, then quality material and oftentimes color will be around. And there you go. It's not just going to be your bland gray stuff, especially not when it's heated, that it'll actually have some color to it. Now again, this seam here, it's just got to come out one way or the other. This one here can be gotten a spall off of. Before we start removing everything here, we got to look and we see there's more here that needs to be tackled. Ooh, see? You even get some pinks in there. I told you, when you get some druzy pockets, you'll get some color in there. That's picture proof of it right there. I would have never seen that unless we hit into it. So now we take a step the other direction. And again, you got more color. Instead of bland stuff, we get color. But that's why, oh yeah, working around some of these things can be worth it. Can be worth it. We are flint knapping. That's what we're doing. And so even to get a Hernando off of a flake like that, once it's heated and it's glassy, it'll be beautiful. It will be beautiful. Now, the real question is, can we maintain the good material around all these little areas? That's the big question, the big what if. Now, what I'm seeing here is that if we want to try to preserve the top side, we would have to go around this, and that would be cut off, which we could do. But if we try to preserve this side, well, there's a whole bunch of meat there that would have to be cut off on this side. So I'm going to reduce stuff from this face and keep this face. Okay. Again, little druzy pocket in there. Somebody may like that druzy pocket, so I'll put it to the side. Again, when it comes to coastal, I guess I take it for granted, but there are individuals who really like this stuff, and so I try to make a point to save some of the neater fossils and formations. For those who might want them later. Again, still some druzy pockets there. Oh, we're about through most of it. And that's not really a good turnaround point. Can I make it one? Yeah, there we go. A little colorful flake. Again, when you go out, it's a little bit more whitish, but you get closer to it, you get more color. And that's generally what you see with this kind of material. More color near the seams, which is frustrating in one way, but also rewarding in another. Because this also is one of the things where, like, you wouldn't want to just slab this up, because there's so many what ifs and so many angles that you need to kind of go through, that bifacing it like this is generally best practice on materials that have these what ifs in the middle, so that I can really adjust in real time to try to get this out and bring my material up to get it out rather than down and be left with a big old eyesore and big initial problem. And by the way, this is the material I grew up with. For anybody who was interested in like, well, what was the material you kind of learned on and grew up on? It was this, with not the heated stuff. And this isn't the heated stuff, although this is better quality stuff. I worked just about anything I could back then. But this is it. This is the material. Learned how to read a rock, how to choose the right bopper for the right purposes. This is the stone. And it's really beautiful. To me it is. And of course we got 100 pieces just like it down here at our feet. Every piece is going to be a little different. And again, now we can work around this seam in a way that treats us better than in some other way. Now, that's not the only piece we have. We also have more colorful pieces like this that you kind of just have to work into. And notice the best quality is kind of up towards here. And there again, you see it starting to get a little bit better. Now, I'm going to chop off a lot of the stuff that's grainy so that I can preserve the best part of this material. So something about like that. Again, we got a fat seam there, which isn't really amazing. Let me see about this one. And this was interesting because it's very similar to the other one we're working with. A little bit grainier on this face. But it also has color too. Once we get through that grainy area, we can then see the best course of action to take these better flakes off. There we go. That's a keeper flake. So we move them down just a hair. Move here maybe. Couple good flakes. Another good flake. Now we can get some of the material exposed. Whoopsie daisies. There we go. And now we can work up to where this better material is, because over here it's not as good. So we keep the best stuff, remove the worst stuff. Especially for sake of heating, because if you're heating a particular piece, it's like 50% C grade and 50% A plus grade, which this would probably just be A. Then it's not very, it doesn't get a consistent heat, and you can get some problems, not only with heating, but also in flaking it down to a reasonable size. because of the irregularities there. A little bit here. I'd like to turn the corner. I don't know if I can. But what's up, everybody? Welcome in. There we go. Finally, we got it. There we go. Good flake. And this is ready to go in the heater. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. A little bit of difference in material change, but not too bad. So, a couple more. This one's more of a glassy piece. And with kind of a spall like this, you kind of never know what to expect. You know, all this is the same material, and technically the same formation, but there's so much variety in it that it can look like an altogether different material. Now this is kind of agate-y as well. Got kind of a really clear, see-through vibe to it. You can tell just how glassy that material is. And I'll even show you here. And that's got Cortex on it. So very glassy. And we just got to whittle it down. Work it on down until we get kind of a biface shape. And again, material like this where it's very flaky, I'm expecting a few breaks, expecting it not to go exactly the way I plan it to go. But this one's working out fine. That's a good flake. Again, kind of a crumbly area here. It's good to get out. Again, very translucent. Love this particular material. And just all the way see-through. It's basically agate. Essentially. Raw agate. There we go. That's a good keeper flake as well. And anyways, I don't know if John's here in the chat, but John's gonna end up getting a few heated pieces of what I'm working tonight. Because he sent me a free box of coral. In fact, sent me 2 free boxes of coral over the past year. And I think he deserves a little reward. We try to give back a little bit here on the channel. Now, a bigger boulder of that exact stuff is this. Although this is more of a challenge. This is kind of a hodgepodge of 1,000 different chunks and types of coastal. This could go really bad. This might be an utter failure. Yeah, it's more of a drier piece. Yeah, there's too many seams for me to feel like I want to work that on the string. There's just no reason for me to. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one down here was interesting. This one here has a lot of the little shells and rice grains in it. And so this would be a really interesting one to... There's another motorcycle. I'm telling you, we get 1,000 of them jokers every night. It hung up on a fossil. Of course it would. Of course it would. Everybody can see it just about. Dad, burn it. Doesn't surprise me. Yeah, that's just all cortex there. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one. Sometimes you just know, and I know. For sure. That one ain't worth my time right now. That's when we hit off the bigger spall. This is one that was interesting. It had broke on another one of those humongous fossils. It's a really neat little inclusion there. It keeps going, I would imagine. I doubt I can preserve that fossil in there, but anyways, there's also huge seams in through here. That actually preserves some of it. I don't think it's a sand dollar in this one. I think this is a different fossil. I'm not sure exactly what that is. But I'll add it with the others if anybody wants it. I'm not sure what it is. It keeps going. Little portions of it at least. This might have been a little sea biscuit on that portion. A little sea biscuit. All right, do I want to keep the bottom or the top? Probably the top, because yeah, I gotta get rid of it, I think. There we go, it finally broke off. There was a big seam there, I was like, oh, it's gotta come out. And it did, thankfully. And that's a lot of what this biface and coastal is about, is really just getting through all the seams, troublesome areas to get to the clean, translucent material. Clean material. So this one is also ready for a kiln. All right, now there's this piece. This one's kind of dry. I don't really want to work that one. This one is the one that was also ready for the kiln way earlier. This is the one we're looking at. This is the one that we hit off the big spall initially. And it's got some problems. Quite a few, actually. The least of which is this fat seam running in through there. That's just fantastic. It's gonna break eventually on it. Question is where? Come on, tape. Now, was that the seam? It was on it, but it was not the seam. The seam kind of keeps going a little bit. Was that the seam? Nope. Was that the seam? Yep, that was it. Finally, about time. I'm telling you, working this stuff is a challenge. It's not easy. Not always fun and delightful to see really good material and then, oh, you can't get to it. But that's the stuff I learned on. And, you know, getting around little shells like that isn't always the most fun thing in the world. There's a shell. I'll put that over here. Somebody will want it. Somebody will want it. But it's what you gotta do to get to the good. Part of life. And this is why I often, and frankly don't, sell my coastals, because it takes effort to get to it. And then when you get to it, especially if it's really pretty, it's like, man, I might as well just keep at it. It's kind of a philosophy. Because even still, there's plenty of crud we got to get out of to keep the better side of this piece. And this is how I learned platforms, what needs to be abraded, what doesn't. How I learned spalling, how I learned it all. Is by doing this right here with a few different type of boppers. Just practicing and practicing and practicing until I removed all the crud. And I finally got something halfway decent. That's the story of Coastal. And again, similar to this, you know, what do you do? What do you do with something like this? Well, you hit the stuff off that needs to come off. By the way, that's a fat druzy pocket of just straight Cortex. Somebody might want that. What stone is this? This is Alabama Coastal. I'll put that to the side too. Some folks are gonna want this, I know it. These little shells. Again, a fat druzy pocket there. I'll take it just for kicks and giggles to see if I can catch it. This is not what I need to be doing for sake of the piece, but for sake of anybody who wants a little druzy pocket, you can have it. All right. And gotta get around these little pieces. The whole tip of this has to come off because there was a seam there. There's a seam right here that has to come off. Seam here has to come off, as well as really the whole portion there. Seam here. This is why those people who do sell Coastal often, you don't get repeat buyers, because you got to go through a ton of this stuff to get down to the workable material, and even that is Cortex-y. And so this piece is utterly worthless. That's just part of it. That's how it goes. Some pieces will be a little better than others. Some won't. Okay, we worked that one. This one here. This one was the offshoot of a lot of the other stuff. Best material is there and here, but the one with no fossils is on this side. But there's seams here. So what in the world am I gonna do here? Blast off a big spall maybe, if it can take it. I don't think it can. There's a spall. There's another spall. You okay, Marsh? That's a worthless spall. All right, now we got some flat area there flat area here that's consistent, so now we need to remove everything else, unless we want to keep the side that we were talking about earlier. Which I'm thinking about. Good flake. Not a good flake. Lay down some. And he's just shooting, you hope for the best. Sometimes you get some good stuff. Sometimes the seams will come up on you. And that's what happened here. Part of it. Part of it. That was the bigger piece. All right, fooling around with all this coastal. Let's actually get to some napping. That's what I really want to do. Take this off, get me some Mountain Dew. Let's work on this piece here, because this one's ready, heated, ready to go. All right. Find the right bopper here. And go with this one. And now, let's make this into a point. Now this is the one that's translucent, that has all the polyps on it. Flip-flops are easy to clean out, shoes. Yeah, you're exact. Honestly, I didn't think of that, but you're exactly right. Every time I've worn normal tennis shoes, I've regretted it. Every time. Because of that exact reason right there. It's like an epiphany just hit me when you said that. You're exactly right. Again, all these itty bitty little flakes I'm gonna keep. If I can find them. There we go. And of course I got a whole little bucket here. In fact, I may just put it right there. Catch the big stuff and the little stuff. So this kind of has a milky portion in the middle. But the rest is like super polypy. I could make a bowl and bevel out of this now that I think about it. Ooh, how cool would that be? A polypy, like the one that we made yesterday. Like the one that's right here. I gotta ship this one out to my buddy John. But imagine we made something like that out of this clear coral. Now I like the coastal. The coastal just, I feel like it's perfect, right? The perfect material. I got to do a clear coat on my signature there. But I feel like it's perfect. But then again, to have a polypy bowline would be sick. I've never made a bowline out of coral, I don't think. No, I have made one. But it was early on in my napping where it wasn't really all that good. That was terrible. Also, I can't go super wide on a piece like this anyways. And the tip would be like crazy. Imagine a tip like that one, but with polyps in it. Imagine a translucent tip like that. Just a completely translucent. I think that might be what I do. Do I have the thickness? Yeah, I have the thickness right now. I may shoot for it. Everybody's saying, hello, what's up, what's up? Like specifically to him. Oh, don't feel like you have to. Don't feel like you have to. All are appreciated for sure, but I don't want to make you feel like you got to do anything here. Just watching is enough for me. Oh yeah. So basically, well, I'm gonna test you. Who can remember what we're gonna do with all these flakes down here at the bottom? Who can remember? Boggy branch type 1? Absolutely. Thomason, you're exactly right. Make a lamp. I'll have to show you if I ever do finish it. Boggy branch is my favorite point to make, but I never want to sell them when I make them, so that's why I don't make them on stream. If I'm honest, flakes flying both in it. Oh yeah. I don't have a beard, Devin. What you mean? What you mean, brother? What you mean? Shave your beard. Got this little right angle. I'm doing the zigzag method. How many techniques are there? Who can tell me in the chat? How many flint knapping techniques? I know all of you know the Levallois technique, but who knows all the different techniques? Who knows them? Who can name them all? Who can name them? Everybody talks about that one. Who can name all the techniques? Take on me. Oh no, Thomason. I can always help you out if you need me, brother. If you're ever in a dire situation, you just let me know. I'm good for it. That doesn't go to everybody. That goes to people I trust, by the way. By the way, Thomason, my blazer, which is what hauls the boat behind me, has been in the shop for 1 month and a half to fix a parking brake. So, easy fix, but they just hadn't got to it yet. But unfortunately, it wasn't as bad as a breakdown or nothing, but I am frustrated with them about it. Okay. I think that was already in there. That was dangerous. It says it was retailed. Oh, you're fine? Okay. Wilson says, hello, what's up? The Mustang is currently in the shop getting over. Oh boy, oh man, that does sound kind of tough. Third time they still can figure out. Oh no, durable stone tools. They can be quite durable. 120 bucks an hour shop time. Stone tools are usually a little bit more durable when they're not heated. This is Florida coral. But depending on the grade, usually the lower the grade, the more durable it is, but that principle doesn't apply when it comes to like limestone, chalky stuff. I mean, as long as it's got decent amount of silica, like there's a range, right? And you could make an argument that even the highest grade coastal is the most durable. I would likely agree with you there, because it is, but the highest grade of something else might not be the most durable. It might be worse. Just depends on the piece. This could get ugly here. Very ugly. Oh, but you know, I'm just that good. What can I say? What can I say? What can I say? Got around it. Yes, sir. We got around it. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm going for a bowline, by the way, just to let everybody know. A beautiful bowline bevel. Whoa, for a new pair of mechanic gloves, try Trademaster. No way, I'm gonna screenshot this. Blow that dust off my screen. Dude, thank you, Real Danger. I appreciate that. $20. I'm gonna have to go do that. Trademaster. Is Trademaster a brand? And everybody like it up for Mr. Danger there. Dude, thank you. Thank you, thank you. By the way, if anybody is putting little links in the channel, don't click on those. Oh, I saw you commented a little earlier. What'd you say? If I donate 25, will you get a new pair of gloves? I've had those exact holes with that brand. Oh yeah, absolutely. I've got this one and these ones. These ones are mechanic wear speed kit impact, and they've given me holes. I've got 1,000. Hold on. You'll want to see it, I promise. I've got these ones. They're like the exact same impact mechanics, and they just get ripped to shreds. They just get ripped like crazy, even though it's leather-ish. This is same mechanics impact, and this is what sliced my finger open. No good whatsoever. No good. This is the same one. Left hand. No, this is the one that sliced my finger open. Right here. There's a mat. That's the worst injury I've ever had. Still have no feeling on this part of that knuckle right there. Is because of what happened with this. This is just dry. It's dry. It's not thick anymore. And by the way, it's got glue residue on it because I used this to put the adhesive on my boat for the carpet on my boat when I was reupholstering it. And so, oh no! Ah. Okay, we're good. Ah. Scared me so bad. So yeah, that was a no-go. So this one is rough. These ones are the best ones that I've had from Lowe's. This one I just haven't used yet. The best ones that I've gotten so far are also mechanics wear. The Lowe's safe ones. So these are just the M. So these are Lowe's, and these are better because they have like this goes great to straight to the blue, whatever, and this is just kind of whatever. This I still have feeling in it, so it's not super thick gloves that like I can't feel what's going on. But these have this kind of fabric that isn't bad. That's actually doable, but you know, you still have your issues with them. And I think these are I don't know if they're the newest or the oldest that I've gotten, but these have done the best. So if I buy a new pair without any advice, I would go with these. Way more than these. These stink. But the problem is I've got all this like thickness here that like I really don't even use. So a glove without the thickness on it that has similar material to that, and not this, and not any of these, which is the straight leather, and then just this like normal stuff, terrible. So the Lowe's safe is the best that I've gotten so far, but they have their faults as well. Marshall, back up, son. So that's the best I've got. But thank you. Oh man, somebody else. Oh, that was you. The other 5, you turkey. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I screenshotted that. So, try Trademaster. Okay. All right. The ones you have, I've used and have those exact same. Yeah. The Trademaster gloves feel like welding gloves on my hand. They are thick. Okay. Well, I will say though, I do need thick gloves for sake of spalling big stuff. When it comes down to thinner stuff, I really like this. I really don't need gloves. But for sake of the big stuff, maybe some thicker stuff would be all right. Got to go. Oh, Clint, we'll see you later. Kevlar gloves. I can look into those too. Got some deerskin ones. Uh-oh, okay. With Trademaster without 50, or they take some time to get used to. All right, I'm gonna check that out then. I think I'll get some Kevlar gloves from that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check those out. But humongous thank you to you, brother. I'm gonna check them out. And it's not it's not like, oh, you sent it, I'm not gonna do it. Like I'm gonna buy them because you told me to buy them. If it fits in that price point, I'm gonna buy them. So, thank you for that. I'm not just gonna do you dirty. Hopefully, whenever they come in, you'll be around and can see me using. So thank you. I know a lot of people just like stuff that somewhere and keep it safe. I'll do exactly what you got there. Humongous thank you to you, because that's something I've been needing for sure. It's just, no, it's kind of always bothered me. I didn't have a good pair of anything. Man, the polyps on this is crazy. The polyps are crazy. Crazy. All right, time to work this thing in. Are we ready? Or are we not ready? You ready? Everybody ready? All right, here we go. I need my other bopper. What am I doing? So we're putting a big bevel on this piece. I can't wear gloves if they feel the piece. Yeah, I'm the same way with smaller pieces. Yeah. Ed, what did you say? Use a pad? Yeah, you can use a pad too if you want. So now I'm starting to put a bevel in this point. So just like we did similar to last night, start putting a bevel. And more not pushing in, not pushing down, but almost pulling back. Especially towards the tip. So we got a good bevel there to start us out. I'll go over here. Do kind of something similar. Yeah, this is gonna be cool. If we can hold this together, this will be neat. check out everything else, make sure everything else is in line. Base is slightly out of order, so I'm checking it out. There we go. All right, so now we got a good preform. Good preform. I want to go ahead and fix the base. Check the, yeah, the translucency is crazy. Just absolutely bonkers. All right, get my pad, wherever my pad is at. Let's see. I bet you it's under the stuff I just laid up here. It is not. Can y'all see it? Am I blind? Stay marked. There it is. There's one of them at least. Stay marked. Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Everybody see it all right? Okay. So just flaking into the base. Nothing too crazy yet. Again, we want a rounded base, kind of like yesterday, so I'm trying to make it look a little similar. Okay, a little bit back through here. And maybe even right here. And all these flakes are going to make it look even more translucent. So we got kind of a rounded base now. Probably needs a tad bit more up here. And then it'll be good. All right, so we got the base rounded off the way we want it to be. Oh yeah, It's coming together. I'm not going to show you to the end. Got to keep the suspense, right? A little bit of cleanup. All right, now we're good. So now it's time to go through and do kind of our first little pass here, I think. Actually, no, we kind of got a thicker tip than I was thinking we had. Let's see here. All right, time to do 2 passes here, I think. All right, we'll start with kind of addressing our tip on this little rascal here. Something like that. Maybe a tad bit less, there we go. Don't want it too far extended. What's up, everybody? And we'll get our file. Get fairly thin. And the first step is just going to be kind of eyeballing it. Nothing really too crazy at this stage. Mostly just pressing in. Well, a little bit down. This kind of gets a continuous edge, makes it easier for our next pass. By the way, always good to have glasses because a lot of those just poked me in the face. That was not fun. So we go back through. Sometimes getting those flakes off can be difficult. Just gotta push through. But don't push too hard. Or you'll burn the whole point. All right. So now we can go and do our, we can do our initial flaking if we want to. Do I want to draw this in even more? Let me see. Kind of do. Let's see, what should we do? So you can't wait for mammoth meat in Cherokee. Huh. Let's see. So I think I'll end up doing 2 passes down this stretch here. I think. Before I do, let me go ahead and make a little insertion where I want my notch at. Somewhere in through here. Should have sharpened this a little more, I think. All right, sharpen this up. Hope we can press in this little notch here. What's up, y'all? Jamaican making a bowling bevel, Tristan. We're trying to. We might not accomplish it, but we are. That's kind of the goal, is to make a bowling bevel. Did that catch it there? Kind of having an issue with this notch. It's being stubborn. It doesn't like us very much. Doesn't like us at all. Hates us. It hates us. Notch-o-matic time, maybe? Nah, surely not. Surely not. It's so... weird to have it that way. Right here. And we got it now, but I mean... that was interesting, to say the least. All right, sharpen this up a tad more. Sometimes it takes some unorthodox ways to get it to go your way. Jesus loves you. Absolutely, Tyler. Absolutely, Mr. Tyler. All right, this notch is coming together way easier now. Took a second, but we're getting it. We're getting it. As many viewers are aware, this is kind of a tedious process. But it's all so worth it in the end to get a really nice piece. Okay, so we got one notch coming together. Now I gotta do the same thing for the other side. All right, gotta sharpen this again. It's just a constant sharpening game. All right. All right. Show off the finished piece of Georgetown. I missed it. I don't have it with me. Actually, somebody bought the piece that was out of that Georgetown flint. I'm sorry. Right now, we're trying to make a bowl and bevel. I apologize. Yeah, we got that one. What's up, Snyder? Good to see you. About time, huh? About time. I'm in kind of a little bit of a pickle here. A big pickle. It's like a puzzle. I'm trying to figure it out. Because this notch is not giving me what I want it to do. And when that happens, you resort to the corners. And you hope for the best. And that did all right. Now if everything else will just do what I want it to for a minute, that would be awesome. Don't know if it'll work like that though. All right, let me resharpen this and move it around a little bit. What's up, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. We're making a big, if you want to call it that, bowl and bevel. A big bowl and bevel. Using a little piece of steel to get into the corners. And that's what we're doing right now. Just trying to get in these little corner areas here. It's not easy. But we're doing our best here. Don't give me that. That was awful. Come on, that was pitiful. At least that did something, but my goodness. That did something. That did a lot of good, at least right through there. I don't know if we can carry that around the piece. I'm doubtful of that. Resharpen this again. I try to peel out some of this area here. Okay, that pulled down at the very least in the corner there. But it won't pull down beside it. Huh. Huh. Well, aren't we in a little bit of a pickle here? Cleared out a little bit. And that cleared out a little bit. Uh-oh. We might have given ourselves a little room. And we're back to square one. Essentially. Because that was rough. It looked so promising. But we're back to square one. This is pitiful. I'm doing a pitiful job. Yeah, there's just no real good way to get in there. Huh. What to do, what to do. And even that doesn't give us much room. I think what we do is the old tried and true method of creating a platform. Not ideal. Not really the most fun way to approach it, but it can help in certain cases. It can also be a detriment. So let me sharpen this again. And I don't think that's going to help now to look at it. In a predicament. Uh-oh, caught a little something there. Not a lot. Caught a itty bitty little something there. But again, not what we want. Oof. Tough. Keep checking that spot out, man. Here we go. Here's side. Finish up. All we need is a little breakthrough to help us out on this thing. Sorry for the patience. Y'all having to be patient. I'm sorry. Doing my best here to see how we can even move forward. It's so thick that the Notch-O-Matic is not going to be the way to go. That's on it. Oh, okay. Uh-oh, that might have been the breakthrough we needed there. Can we make this one work? Whew. Finally, we got something done. Now I can't slack off now. This is not the time to slack off. But, you know, if you're patient, you know, sometimes you can get rewarded with a little bit of ingenuity. The biggest challenge now is going to be shooting back. I think we can do it. Caught a little bit of it there. Yeah, we caught it. All right. Whew. Big sigh of relief. Snyder, there's your police officer. In case you were listening out for him, he's coming. There you go. You hear him. Come on now. Sometimes these itty bitty little ones just don't want to take. But for now, it'll do. All right, let's worry about the blade edge. I'm so happy to get to this blade edge now. Man. All right. Get a file here. swig of Diet Mountain Dew. And let's get to it. Now, this could be pretty bad, especially at the beginning. So expect some bad things to happen. Is all I'll say. Because they likely will. It's part of it when you start out. Big old thick area right here. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Goodness. Expect some catastrophe here. Again, there's only so much you can do. Oh yeah, we got around it now. Okay, okay. Around most of it at least. Oh yeah, this thing's gonna be translucent. Come on now. At least bite off of it a little bit. Come on. This is terrible. Telling you, the start is always the worst. And then hopefully it gets better as you go along. See how much of the edge we're chopping off there? Forgive me if I'm breathing heavy. Probably sound like I weigh 1,000,000 pounds. All right. Happy that part's over. And again, that's the initial one. So we got one more to do, I think. on that side. Obviously got to do the other side. So here we go. Things get a little interesting here. This is where, you know, having the base done is nice because it's already where you want it to be pretty much. All right, so now we can take a look at symmetry, and I see the symmetry's off a little bit. Not by a ton, by a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna go through and do my last little stretch here. Sharpen this up. Yep. Because this needs to be drawn over some. So we're gonna lose a little bit of our tip here, tragically. Yep. Is that enough? I don't know, that might not be enough. We'll have to see, we'll have to see. I bet you that was what we needed right there. coming together. It's coming together. Again, it still needs to come over a little bit. Tragic. It's coming together. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. By the way, again, I caught a little flake in my glasses. Those things are so needed. Pretty sharp. And just like that, pretty much all done. Alright. I think that'll about do it, folks, for this point. Work it down from the piece itself in a previous video. Putting little micro serrations on it. That's nice right there. Actually, let me get a lighter abrader here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. Fully translucent bowl and bevel. Now, in the base, you can really see some of the polyps. You gonna head out, Luke? Hey, no problem, Luke. And in the tip, you really can. And really, if in person, I can see polyps throughout the whole piece. But that is a prickler right there. Beveled like crazy. Out of Florida coral. There's another motorcycle, by the way. Marshall, what you think, huh? You want to smell it? And give it a lick. Here you go. Hey, right here. Hey, right here. See? You smell? He licked it. He licked it. He licked it. That means he likes it. It means you like it, huh? All right. Now the question is, do I want to sell it or keep it? Points like this I generally keep. But I might sell it for like 120 or so. Just for sake it's coral and polypy coral. It's so translucent, it's crazy. Oh, thank you, David. What nappins have you been to, brother? These aren't the droids you're looking for. Oh no, we caught us some droids here. Oh no. You see the bevel there. See, even on the cortex right here, able to get some fine little serrations. With a pole and a string, yeah, it definitely could, huh? Down the throat of it there. And again, just filled with polyps. You might can see them there. Something's in Georgia and the one in Florida. Well, David, I've been to the one in Florida, the Silver Springs one. I've been to that one. But I haven't been to, I've been to Sweatman's house before, but I haven't been to the Nap Inn in Georgia. But I didn't set up a tent when I was in Florida. I just kind of moseyed around. But anyways, if nobody wants this one for 120 this stream, I'll offer it next stream, and we'll be good to go. I tell you what, if anybody did want it though, I would throw in all these little things that we napped earlier. So the druzy pot, well that one's, oh, that druzy pocket, which is just normal and coastal, but like these things aren't worth nothing. But a little shell, a cool little shell, we worked on that today. Also, this is a little fossil, not really much there. This one's kind of cool. Cool little shell. I'll throw that in there too. What's Marshall think about it, huh? He's ready to go in the house. That's what he's ready to do. Anyways, hey, no problem. Thank y'all for tuning in and making the stream what it was. I appreciate y'all more than you know. 800 likes is crazy. But we're able to make a cool coral bowline. Might just go with my keeper case then. But I may show it off in the next stream. Garbage. And got a lot of garbage around always. What can I say? What can I say? But if we can turn garbage into points like this, we'll do it. But anyways, me and Marshall are probably gonna head out. It's been a long stream. So huge thanks to everybody who joined. Huge thanks to those who donated. And I am going to head on out. Cameron says hi. Hello, Cameron. Looks great. Thanks, Adrian. Oh, Adrian, were you here earlier in the stream? This is a byproduct. Now we still have this one here. Now I'm going to heat it up and make it a little more glassy because it's kind of a little tougher stuff. I need to put this down somewhere. But I collected all those flakes to make a big lampshade out of. So I appreciate your idea. All little polyps in there. That one's really glassy. So anyways, try to keep some of those if I could. Here's another piece of coastal. It's kind of a bluish. It's a raw piece, of course. But anyways, I think that'll do it. Thanks again, Marshall. Over here, Bo. Over here. Why don't you come up here? There you go. All right. Yep, we're gonna head on out. Thanks for all the likes, all the people who subscribed, all the folks who commented. Sorry I didn't get to many today. It's rocks, Michael. That's what they are, rocks. Back you up here. Back you up right there. And this is my dog. That's what he is. But y'all take care. We'll get an electric mounted. Oh, I didn't see your comment. I actually have one right there. Right there. I need to put it here, but my station's a bit too crazy. But we'll get one rolling. Thanks, Tommy, for all you do. Thanks, Jared. Good to see. Oh, Jared, I didn't realize you were in here. What's up, Jared? Buckskin says 100. 100 for the bowling I just made. For this one? What'd I say, 120? How about 110? But if not, that's fine too. 10 would cover the shipping for me. It's so nice. It's so translucent. I can't wait to just go inside and study the piece. 5,000 airheads is insane, Charles. Bowline. Oh, what's a bowline? Basically, it's something that started out kind of first stage, not quite that thick, but you know, as it was hafted, kind of like so, they would sharpen it and sharpen it and sharpen it until you get this cool little bevel. And so this is a later stage, but kind of the shape and the size of the bowline is it's kind of cool. But I tell you what, Buckskin, I don't know if you bought anything before. Maybe you have. I think you have actually. Actually, no, we've commented back and forth, I think. You want to do 110, Buckskin? And I'll throw something else in there because I know you mentioned 100. I want to make sure it's a good deal for you too. So, Bob, we'll go in a second. All right, all right. I'll pay. Do you have my PayPal? Don't you, Buckskin? You're gonna love this, by the way. I knew whoever would get it would love it if I didn't keep it myself. And by the way, humongous thank you to you guys. Spearhead, Arrowhead. It's actually debated. Some used to theorize, oh, the twist is so that it spins in the air. That's a bunch of ludicrous. I think it was used, well, I know it was used earlier on, so like archaic era. Most of them are raw when you do find them. Oh, Snyder, I totally missed that. I'm so sorry. A 1970s Italian Vespa scooter. Oh, come on now. Don't tempt me with that now. Don't tempt me with that. I might actually take you up on that because I love Italian stuff. Anything Italian. Vespas are cool. Vespas are really cool. If you saw the show American Pickers, you would know how cool they are. But all right, Buckskin, that sounds good. I'll throw something in there. But we'll probably go ahead and end the stream. You can just do it whenever. I don't care. And I think I have your address, but you might want to send that too. All right, Marshall, let's go, bub. Come around here. Around here, bub. Around here. You ready to go? All right, we're going to go in. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Tomlinson. Good to see you in here. Mike Mason. Oh, man, are you just joining? You're a little late, brother. Yeah, thanks to everybody who joined. And we're going to head on out. But y'all take care. And we'll see you on the next stream. Night, y'all. I just got your thing, Marty. I just got your thing, by the way. Sorry. I was just about to end it. I'll send it most likely tomorrow if I'm able to. Most likely tomorrow. Jeremiah, what's up, Jeremiah? Hey, I shipped something out of yours recently. I think it was an Abbey Point, I want to say. If I can find the shipping, which I should be able to, I'll make sure to get that to you. Yeah, I got it from you. Oh yeah, Marty, I figured that's who it was. Ashton, what's up? Snyder, yeah. All right, we're prolonged. Why are y'all making me prolong this stream? All right, guys, we're gonna go in. Thank you again for everybody who joined and participated. All right, go inside. Go ahead. Go around. Go around, bub. Go. Go around. Go around. Go ahead. All right.